Hello everyone, welcome back to the Squirrel's Den. I've got a deck profile for you all today. This is my Gamma 1, Gamma 2 deck. I won my local store championship with it and got that sweet winter trunk stamp promo. It was fun. I feel like I'm playing a little bit of a different build than most people are. Most people play like a green-blue version, and to an extent I do. You know, I got this green-blue card in the deck, but that's about it. I tried to go as actually mono-blue as possible. I feel it runs smoother that way, and, well, you'll see. I'm not going to explain Gamma to you. If you're watching the video, you know what it does. So I'm just going to get right into the list. So I played 4 of the 17 and 18 Limitless Energy. It's a must in the deck. You need the green and your energy to play the cell, and this card is just busted on its own. I played this card so many times. Bottom deck something, dual attack, it has deflect. Really good. MVP of the deck probably, aside from cell. I play 4 of the 17 and 18 Unison because you can search it, and it's actually really good. It's hard to get off the board. You combo if they attack it with the first attack on the turn. It gives you free combo when you attack. It makes your, turn 1 or your turn 2 or 3 plays a little more aggro. You can swing with a 10k and get it to 15. And then the other staple of the deck, in my opinion, 4 cell. This is the other MVP of the deck, I guess you would say. You play it from your energy for 4, that's why you need the green. It board wipes your opponent. It's got dual attack, double strike, and deflect. This card's busted. I would not be surprised to see a restriction or ban on this card at some point. And you can play it in other decks too. It's not just this deck, so it's really good. Now, I feel like for this deck to run smoothly, you have to play a really high, not just Android package, but a Red Ribbon Army Android package to get all your search hits, because that's what adds to the consistency of the deck, in my opinion. So I played 4 of the Discard Searcher. Pitch, search your top 5, grab a Red Ribbon Army Android card with a cost of 5 or less. It has to be Red Ribbon Army. I played 4 of the Topo Negates for the deck. I see a lot of people playing 2 or 3 of these. That's a mistake. You have to play 4 of this card. This card makes your opponent so salty. If they swing, you negate, basically end their turn, especially on turn 2. That's when you're most vulnerable with this deck, because you play your Unison, you're tapped out, you maybe awaken, have 1 energy that you can't do anything with. Yeah. But yeah, so this guy, play it, end their turn. Next turn they try to attack, play it, end their turn. Cool. Or, maybe let them get a turn through, play it, end their turn. They think they're going to be swinging for game or doing a hard push, play it, end their turn. Now you do a hard push. Now they're in a bad spot. I mean, having 4 just adds consistency, and I tell you, I have played 4 in a game before, and my opponent was not happy. I play 4 of the 17. Play it from your energy, fixes your energy, searchable, just all around good card. Has barrier, so they can't do a lot about it when it comes out. Gives you some, if you want to risk it and you awaken on turn 2 with your Unison out, and you untap 1, and then you want to play him from your energy, and, risk him not getting counterplayed and losing an energy, then yeah, it's a good turn 2 play. You got your leader, the Unison, and this to swing with. You don't really have to worry about hitting non-androids because he fixes that with his ability. The only thing is when you play a guy from your energy, it has to hit the board, or you just lose your energy. If they God Sealing Technique you, which I've had happen to me before on turn 3 when I played this guy, it sucks. You go down to 2 energy and you don't get your draw ability, so it's a huge neg. Also a good play in the mirror match, FYI. For a super combo, I decided to play the Android 8 Kind-Hearted Machine. It's Red Ribbon Army Machine, or Android, sorry. So it is searchable with all of your searches because it's a 2 cost. It's a 4 or less life, draw 1 super combo. Most people are playing the Android 18 that bottom decks a card, or they're playing the new one that untaps an energy. You really don't need to untap an energy in this deck except for maybe on turn 2, because you've got your leader on tap 3 basically. And I was trying the 18 that makes a bottom deck, but there's so little like hand destruction in this deck, it was kind of a moot point. The bottom deck card would be like, cool. And yes, it's guaranteed because you don't have to have 4 less life or whatever, but you can't search it with your search effects because it's not Red Ribbon Army. And I would look at like 2 or 3 in my top 5 and get salty. Plus, this deck needs to draw. Like, the only draw you have is basically your leader's bounce 3, draw 1, or the front side just to draw 1. But other than that, none of the effects give you a plus. They search to add, so you're doing a 1-for-1. You're not really getting a plus. So the super combo, you know, it's a 1-for-1. But then I am also playing 4 copies of Android 18 Never Ending Energy. It's a 20k body, cost to 3, hits the board, you draw 2 cards. And you got a 20k body. There's a lot of people playing the Draw Monkey. You know, you get that free 5k or 5k combo, and then you can draw 2 by paying 2. It's a little cheaper than this, but like honestly, your turn 3 in this deck, you're not doing a whole lot. You might play like a 17, 18 from your energy. Maybe one of the dual color, the Limitless Energy, you might throw out one of those, but a lot of times you want to keep the one you have in your energy. So your turn 3s aren't super explosive with this deck. So usually what I'll do is if this is in my hand, I might hang on to it if I have some other cards I need, you know, like a search card and the unison, or if I happen to have the unison and the dual colored card, then I'll just keep this in my hand because I know on turn 3 I'm going to play it. They're either going to waste, and I say it is a waste, a counterplay on it, or it's going to hit the board and you're going to get a +1 because it's a draw 2, and then you have a 20k body with you swinging with on turn 3. So you're like swing leader, swing unison, swing this. They're usually down to like 5 or 4 life, and then end of turn you untap 3, and it's basically like you got a +1 and didn't use any energy. So this card is really good, and this is a tech that I am loving, and I'm glad I decided to play. And yes, I do play 4, and I highly suggest you play 4. I'm playing 3 of this Searcher. It's a good turn 1 play. You just play it, and then you can combo it off for defensive or offensive, whatever you deem you want to do. But a lot of people are suggesting that I play the new Android 18 5-drop that has the Arrival, and you can pitch it to search, is it like a 5 cost or 6 cost or less Android card, which is super good. And I may at some point take this out for that card because you can Arrival it. But the only thing is, like I said, I'm not really playing green in the deck. I'm just playing the Limitless Energy. So I don't really have a way to get it out because I don't combo any green-blue cards. So I literally just be playing it for the search. And I feel like this is just as good because it's a good turn 1 search. And then even if you get it like turn 3 or 4 or whatever, it still helps search, or you can just combo it away, or it's an Android in your energy and it's Red Ribbon Army. All around good stuff. Then I am playing 3 of the 18 Let the Battle Begin. It's your counterplay for the deck. It hits a 4 cost or less. Its cost is reduced by 3 on your opponent's turn only, not your turn. Only, like, one of a couple of things I don't like about it is if you want to counterplay on your turn, you have to pay 4 for it, and believe me, I have, just to stop their counterplays. But again, you play this counterplay because it's an Android, and if you hit it in your energy, you can always grab it back later. There are people playing God Sealing in the deck. I chose not to because I feel like I don't need that bounce counterplay. I like this hard counterplay with the bottom deck. Plus, this thing has blocker. Later game, this usually becomes not so good unless you're stopping floodgates because people are dropping big boys on the board. Again, when I was playing this deck, it was before all the Z stuff came out, so it's all going to be different now, so we're just going to have to see how it goes. I played 2 Android 18, Rebellious Will. Again, you play it from the energy. It's got critical, which is super good. But people always have an answer for this, so I only play 2. And I already play so many androids, you don't really need more. I wasn't playing Bean at first. I've seen a lot of people play 2, 3 Bean. I feel like with Bean, it's all or nothing. I mean, you can get away with 3, but if you're going to play Bean, you're playing it for a reason. So I usually am just like, I'm going to play 4. The reason why I decided to play this is because, it's Bean, it's good, yeah, whatever. In Mirror Match, this is a very important card because all their 15k attackers now, they need to combo to deal any damage to you. Also, another reason why I play this, and the main reason why I play this, is on turn 2, you are most vulnerable. So if you awaken on turn 2, or if your opponent is trying really hard to push on turn 2, their turn 3, which happens quite often, you can awaken, you untap 1, draw 1, they swing, you beam, and if they try to start pushing, then they're already committed to the board anyway, which makes your topo play, I call it topo, let's find so the Android 14 guy, you now have 2 energy open to play him, and just stop the rest of their turn. And usually if you've awakened and played the beam, they've already done 1 or 2 swings and they're committed to their turn, so now they have a big board of stuff, and then you can start like answering whatever they played. And then, turn 3, maybe shut him down again, and then turn 4, bring out the cell, and just, he's gross. Again, when you awaken, you go to 6 life. If they're going aggro on their 3rd turn, your turn 2, most vulnerable turn with this deck. You want to be able to negate their stuff, so play 3 of the pay a life blocker negates, Child's Army Reinforcement. And then a lot of times if you're sitting at 5 life, I might even just play that to make my super combos live. Be like, okay, yeah, you're swinging with a double striker. Okay, I'll negate. Now my super combo's live. You swing, I block. You swing, I super combo. Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm playing 3 Realm of the God, Beerus Destroys. I have mixed feelings about this card. It can be super OP because, you play it on your turn, your guy, whatever you're attacking with, gets a 10k boost, and you can bottom deck one of their battle cards that has a cost higher than their current energy. It is higher, right? Battle card energy cost greater than, yeah. And then on your opponent's turn, if they swing, you get a 10k boost, draw a card, and then you can bottom deck a 2 cost, which can get rid of some annoying things that don't let you untap, or they the Vegeta and the Goku that make it so you warp a card or discard a card if you play a counter, stuff like that. It's good for like little weenie floodgates. Unfortunately, it doesn't get around barrier. There's some weenie stuff with barrier that's annoying. This deck has a little bit of trouble with barrier. This is true. That yellow Trunks deck is so annoying. Best case scenario, you are bottom decking a boss monster they have on board and getting a 10k boost. Worst case scenario, you're drawing a card and getting a 10k boost. So it's a decent card. It is. I've thought about side decking it. I'm keeping it in the main for now just because I like having that extra draw for the consistency, and just being able to bottom deck something for 1 is really good spot removal. I may remove it at some point, but for now I'm keeping it in there. I really like it. It can be kind of wonky though. I am playing 2 of the Majin Buu Unison. I've seen people playing like 4 of this, and then 2 of the 17-18 Unison. I've seen people playing Hit. I tried the Hit for a while. I didn't really like it. It was searchable for one of your effects, but Majin Buu is just, it's Majin Buu, it's busted. And I literally will like have my opponent try and swing at my 17-18 Unison. I'll negate an attack or 2 with a negate blocker. On my turn, I'll remove 4 markers, dual attack it, and they'll be like, okay, and then they think I'm gonna like sell them. They've been preparing, like not playing battle cards, so they only have 1 battle card on board, and then I'll just play Majin Buu instead, and then they'll kind of cry a little bit as I draw a card and swing with a double striker, and then get an untap 4 energy instead of 3. So a lot of times people don't see this coming. They're just like reading your cell plays, and you're just like, nope, Majin Buu. And then a lot of the turn ending negates that like you can only attack with, you can't attack with battle cards or leader cards for the turn, so you still get unison swings. Yeah, I was playing against was it the Brainwashed Kai? It says you can't attack with battle cards, or so I swung with my unison with dual attack and then played this and swung with it and swung with my leader. So yeah, that was good. And then I'm playing one Scientist Fu. I already draw and combo so much with this deck. I feel like you could almost play a second Overwhelm card. I don't know, I don't want to mess with the consistency too much. I kind of like just the one Fu, but I have considered playing a second Overwhelm, so that's something you could look at in the future, maybe, building your own deck. Try out a new Overwhelm. And then I was playing the Pan Secret Rare. You know, the Gorgeous Pan stops them from attacking for the rest of the turn. The current attack still goes through, unfortunately. And then you can pay one remover and snatch something, which she usually gets removed before you can do, but when you do it, it's pretty good. And I played her over Hatchiyak because with this deck, I usually have maybe 2 battle cards on the board, and then my opponent, when they're pushing, they have 2 or 3, so it's pretty easy to get it out for free. And then you have a 40k body on board and you can snatch something. So I liked that. Hatchiyak is just as good, if not better, because it's a hard negate. I did lose a game when I played her because I let one attack go through, and I was at 2 life, of course, and I played her and they said okay, and then comboed everything on their board and in their hand and played a Champa, and I was 5k short of getting out of it. So it sucked. But to be fair, if I had a Hatchiyak, I guess I would have played it and ended their turn and then maybe back swung and won. But literally every other time I've played her, she's been good, and it ends their turn and I back swing and either win or get close to winning. And then I have the Android 14s to lean back on, you know. It's good stuff. I'm going to go over my sideboard real quick. Didn't really use a whole lot from it. I was trying the Mechikaburas for the mirror match and other annoying stuff. Definitely going to keep this in here because some of the people at my locals are playing stupid stall decks, and I would like to name like Oceanus and stuff like that, because losing to those decks is dumb, because in my opinion they're not very good and all they do is stall and try and deck you out, and it's really easy to beat them unless they get lucky and play, you know, like 4 Oceanus on you in one game, you know. Anyway, I got Dabura Ritual at hand, good for hand destruction decks. I don't really see anybody siding this anymore, but I think it's good. It still hits a lot of 1-drops that are good. There's a bunch of new Z 1-drops it could potentially hit. I might take this out. I still like it. I think it's good. Crisis Crusher. I've seen people mainboarding Dirty Burst. I'm just siding it. I may take it out altogether because I feel like it's not as relevant anymore. Although with the new Sin Shenron, he is an 8-drop and triple striker. Yeah, maybe I'll keep it in. I don't know. But this is what I was playing. A couple Mafubas. Never played it. I sided it against like one deck. I got the 4th Realm of the God, Beerus Destroys. Just for stuff that likes to cheat high cost stuff out. I was trying one of these counter Golden Avengers. I did get this, I sided it in and I got it 1 game, and I countered what he was playing, and then he played his secret rare, and then like tried to steamroll me with it, and I managed to play out of it. But I don't know, the 1 game I had it was okay, but it didn't really do a whole lot. I'm trying to, you know, stop floodgates and stuff with it, but then paying 5 on your turn kind of stops your plays too, so kind of iffy about that. It's in there. I'm still testing it. I'm siding one of this just because I didn't know what else to put in my side, and it's a counterplay. It's a 3 or less. For later cards, Red Ribbon Army. can activate this card's counter skill from your energy by paying its cost, which is kind of cool. And it's only a 2 cost. And he has Deflect. And then he also has a Bond 3. This card gets 10,000 power, which he could go up to 15k. But I kind of just sided this in for stuff that spanned the board and hit some of their low cost stuff. I actually did see it a few times and it was good. I've got the 4th Android 18 on the side, again for stuff that spams. And then I have 1 hit in the side. I just decided to be kind of saucy and play it for decks that rely heavily on their leader, just so I can flip their leader or stop their leader effects for the turn, basically. Yeah, that was my sideboard. Probably gonna tweak it a whole lot now that the new Z stuff is out, because it's gonna change everything mechanically. I am going to probably add to this deck. I'm thinking about playing there's a new Cell Z card that came out. It's like a 3 cost Cell that can suck up all your opponent's battle cards. It's kind of fun and cheeky. Also with the Z mechanic, putting cards in your Z energy, you can kind of save them for hitting your drop. So if you did want to play a second Overrealm, another reason why I'm playing a second, or thinking about playing a second one, is you can warp your drop and then play something from your Z energy and then put stuff in your drop again, all kinds of new stuff. Looking forward to see what people do with the new Z cards. But that's my build that I won my store championship with, and I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you guys next time.